Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.
They say you shouldn't mix food and politics, but that's exactly what they're doing at the Cuban Revolution Restaurant and Bar in Durham. Come with me to the American Tobacco campus as we check out the scene and the cuisine after dark.
Cuban Revolution is all about the feeling of the 1960s. We are, I would say, a 1960s cafe infused with the passion of a Latin restaurant. We like to feed your mind and feed your body at the same time.
There are actually two Revolution restaurants in Durham, but just about the only thing they share in common is their close proximity to the Durham Performing Arts Center. The Revolution at 107 West Main Street delivers excellent American cuisine in a cool, sleek atmosphere. But if you want a complete departure, head to 318 Blackwell Street and the Cuban Revolution, where they're not afraid to mix good food and racy politics. Even before you hit the door, your nose has caught the amazing aroma of Latin cooking.
Our cuisine we've tagged as Revolution Fusion. So you're not going to find 100% Cuban food, but you are going to find the Cuban food that we do done very well. Our Cuban sandwiches are right on point. They are more or less a Tampa version of the Cuban sandwich, which is where I'm from. Our ropa vieja is adored by almost everyone who tries it. Ropa vieja literally translates to old clothes, and it's just this very hearty Cuban stew that looks like shredded clothing.
You'll want to try Cuban Revolution's takes on traditional appetizers too, like fried sweet plantains, their chicken empanada, and these extra crunchy green beans. Now, I have it on good authority that these incredibly crunchy green beans are a must-try. An edgy space with dark wood furnishings, electric blue lights, and Cuban music. Cuban Revolution is a provocative after-dark spot for both food, drink, and conversation. At the bar, you can expect to find the classic mojito, made with freshly muddled lime. Their Cuban sunrise, featuring layers of grenadine, pineapple, and dark rum, and a blue martini that demands attention just because it's so pretty. And to spark conversation, you can't possibly miss a few bold elements.
We like to let people know that there's so much rich history, political history, in South America and in the Caribbean that is not discussed a lot in the United States, particularly with Cuba. We spend probably about a paragraph worth in history books that we teach our children. And there is so much more to that story, which is why we have on the walls over here, we run videos of the Cuban Revolution, of Che Guevara, and of Fidel Castro, because we feel like they were misunderstood. And we need to educate ourselves in order to understand history better.
These giant paintings are the creation of Angel Quinones, an artist from Providence, Rhode Island, where the original Cuban Revolution restaurant was born.
He'll use oils, he'll use watercolors, he'll use metal, he'll use paper mache. He uses almost anything that kind of comes to mind, and he sticks it on the canvas. And then he puts these little political side messages in there. For instance, on the Malcolm X, it says ojo por ojo, an eye for an eye. The John F. Kennedy, you'll see the caption down at the bottom that says El Rey, the king. And it also says history mystery, which means, you know, there's a lot probably about JFK that we don't really understand. And if you'll notice, in a kind of a comical way, we do put Marilyn Monroe next to him. You know, who knows? You know?
The answer's probably up for discussion, maybe over a plate of ropa vieja. You decide. For North Carolina Weekend at the Cuban Revolution in Durham after dark, I'm Deborah Holt-Noel. Cuban Revolution Restaurant and Bar is located in the American Tobacco campus in Durham, a short distance from DPAC and the Durham Bulls ballpark. For more information, visit them online at thecubanrevolution.com.
Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.